Friday, November 15th, 2024, and this is the Washington Times front page. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. President-elect Trump has announced he will nominate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to head the Department of Health and Human Services. Seth MacLachlan and Tom Howell report Trump said he is nominating the vaccine skeptic to lead the sprawling department charged with improving the health, safety, and well-being of America. Kennedy is a proponent of alternative medicine and healthy eating. He recently described Trump's diet as bad and lamented how the food of the campaign was just poison. Washington Senator Patty Murray said Kennedy's confirmation would be nothing short of a disaster and urged Republican senators to block the nomination. Rejecting any of Trump's picks, however, could incur his wrath and that of his large base of supporters. Along with Kennedy, Susan Ferricchio and Mallory Wilson report Republicans are questioning Trump's selections of Florida Representative Matt Gaetz for Attorney General, Pete Hegseth as Defense Secretary, and former Democrat and Hawaii Representative Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence. Republicans will control 53 votes when the confirmation process begins next year and don't need any Democratic support to confirm nominees with a simple majority. But Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin said rounding up the 51 Republican votes for Gaetz is going to be very difficult. Those working alongside the Trump transition team say everyone has a blacklist of people that made missteps in his first administration or have maligned the president-elect. Stephen Dinan reports some of the blacklist activity is about settling scores, but there's a sense that poor personnel choices hindered Trump in his first term. His surprise election in 2016 left Republicans scrambling to staff the White House and make thousands of political appointments across the executive branch. Trump staffers said people were also keeping track of who donated to the campaign and who did not. Trump will find plenty to cut from federal spending, including billions of dollars doled out to states and wealthy corporations. Jeff Murdoch reports the newly created Department of Government Efficiency, which will operate outside of the government, will be led by Tesla founder Elon Musk and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy. The commission will partner with the White House Budget Office to cut regulations, staff, and overhaul federal operations. Trump has offered little details about what he wants to cut from the government's $6.75 trillion annual budget. Look for the Trump administration's slate of new federal prosecutors to lead a nationwide crackdown on migrant criminals and to push for greater involvement in reining in urban crime. Matt Delaney reports federal authorities have jurisdiction to pursue gangs, drug traffickers, and ex-convicts caught with guns. The most affected office may be in Washington, D.C., where prosecutors handle both federal and local cases. Former Department of Justice prosecutors said most of Trump's priorities, particularly those related to immigration, will require only reinstating practices that were largely ignored during the Biden administration. And finally, South Korean analysts say North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has much to gain and little to lose for sending upwards of 10,000 troops to fight alongside Russians against Ukraine. Andrew Salmon reports the unprecedented foreign deployment of so many troops from North Korea represents a gamble, but many think the odds are in Kim's favor. The Biden administration shares South Korea's concerns. Secretary of State Tony Blinken warned that Russian-North Korean military cooperation was a two-way street that could increase the danger for U.S. allies in the region. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.